Hi, my name is Nancy. I'm from Embroiderer, USA, and here are my top 5 products or tools, I should say, that you want to have on hand for when you're embroidering. So you want to have these in your shop. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to look at that list here. So the 5 products that you may or may not know about are the Handy Dandy Stitch Remover, fairly new product to Embroiderer, USA, the Towa Digital Tension Gauge, the metal bobbin cases, the touch-up pens for bobbins show through on the top, and your thread charts that have actual thread windings for matching. So let's go dive right into this, and we're going to look right at, we'll start with our handy dandy stitch remover. This stitch remover is fairly new to Embroiderer, USA, and I love the product because it has some great features to it. So this is for removing stitches. Everybody makes mistakes on their garments. And, if it's a really expensive garment, you definitely want to try to remove those stitches. If it's a $2 t-shirt, maybe you throw it off to the side and save it for a rag or for test stitching. But you can really save money with mistakes that you might make during the embroidery process. So you can see there's a charging cord there. It runs cordless. You can charge it, run it cordless. If you're running a big job or you forget to charge it, it does actually run off the cord as well, or on the cord, I should say. Of course, it comes with some lubricating oil, a little brush for cleaning out those teeth on the blades. Has 2 speeds, a low and a high, so you can kind of control it. And I think the greatest thing about this is it has 2 different size blades on there. The blades, there's a small 10 millimeter one. That's for kind of smaller, intricate stitches. It's going to help you get those out and get into tight spaces. The wider blade, 40 millimeter wide, is going to help you remove more stitches at a time. So say you have some nice wide satin stitches. That guy is going to work really well for that. It's also good for removing fill stitches. So yes, fill stitches can be removed. Always use backing, because your backing kind of protects the, amongst all the other things that backing does do for you, it also protects when you have to remove stitches on the back of a garment. So fill stitches can take a little bit longer to get out, but again, if you have a very expensive garment and you make a mistake, you may be able to get it out with this. So there's a chance that you're going to be able to save that product. So the next product we're going to look at is our Towa Digital Tension Gauge. So the analog ones have been out for quite some time, and the digital age really helps to precisionly set your tensions. I don't think I said that grammatically correct, but so you can set your tensions with precision with the digital. It reads off and it gives you a specific number. You're not trying to look between a needle and try to figure out where that number is. It's very exact. So this can do both top tension and bobbin tension. And yes, I know that a lot of your machines nowadays are coming with that auto tensioning or AI tensioning, and that affects the top thread tension. So great for them. It's great that that's, they're helping you dial that in automatically. But if you don't have that and you have to set your top tensions manually, this is going to work for your top tensions. Everybody has if it's a commercial machine, everybody has a metal bobbin case that has tension settings on it. So it's very important to be setting your bobbin tensions. Always start with your bobbin tension settings, because if you have a 15 needle machine, you have 1 bobbin. So setting that bobbin tension is crucial to making sure that all 15 on the top are set as well. Our next tool is our metal bobbin cases. These are the metal bobbin cases that usually come with your machine. Sometimes you get an extra one. There's a reason why you want an extra bobbin case, because if you have a single head and you have 1 bobbin case in your shop and that bobbin case breaks, malfunctions, you drop it on the floor, the pigtail comes out, or it just simply wears out, because it is a product that does have to be changed once in a while, your machine is dead at that point until you get one of these on hand. So a lot of times the machines will come with an extra one. You use it. Once one wears out, you should order another one right away so you have like a backup. The other reason why you want to have a backup is I use 2 per head, and I keep one on the machine, one in the machine, I should say, as it's running. I take the other one and I get it prepared to switch out my bobbins. So when the machine stops because it runs out of bobbin, you remove the empty bobbin metal case, you put the new one in, hit start on your machine. So now you didn't have too much downtime. And now you can take that metal bobbin case, you can clean it out, put your bobbin in, make sure the tension's all set it aside, and you're ready to go. So you may have noticed there are 2 different styles of bobbin cases that we have here. These are both the L-style bobbin cases. You may have noticed that there are 2 L-style bobbin cases here. Those are the main bobbin cases that the machines are taking nowadays, but we do have them for the M-style bobbin as well. So if you have one of those machines, we have this as well. For the L-style, we have the pigtail, which is on the right side. You can kind of see the little arrow pointing to that little spring. It's a hard spring. It doesn't actually spring up and down, but it is curled just like a pigtail, so that's why they call it that. And on the left side is the slide guide. The slide guide has a different mechanism, a little more sturdier than the pigtail, so it has a longer lifespan. So one's a little more expensive. The slide guide, can last 3 times longer than the pigtail one, which is a little less expensive. So you can kind of decide which way you want to go with that. Certainly want to check with your machine manufacturer to find out if you are L style or M style. All right, the next product we're going to talk about is our bobbin touch-up pens. These are permanent markers, and sure, you can use other markers that are on the market. These have been tested and tried and tested, I should say, to be used on very small show-through on the top of a design. So sometimes your tension does go off just a little bit, get a little bit of bobbin. So you have a dark colored design, the white bobbin thread shows on the top. These pens are very useful for dotting those little dots of white show-through bobbin thread. It's important to know that you're not coloring in a large area. They're not meant to be colored. They're just small dots. And after you do use them, just like with any kind of a dye or anything like that, it's a good idea to take a press cloth and an iron or a press and heat it up so it kind of sets that ink into that area. You could also throw it in a dryer, but it's very, very important to know that you're not coloring in. But for really small little dotted areas, I think they're great. Notice there's 12 different colors here. And a lot of people says, well, why don't you have navy? Navy is kind of a hard magic marker to find. And I find that, if you use your blue and your black kind of lightly, I would use the blue, a little bit of slight amount of black, mix it, you get really close to a navy. Again, it's a small spot. Maybe you don't like the purple that we have here, you could try mixing the red and blue. And you can do that with all of the colors to try to cover, specific thread colors that you have, which, we have like over 400 rayon, 400 poly, so it's impossible to carry 400 pens. So these are great to have on hand for small little touch-up areas. We do have a set that you can buy all 12, but you can also buy them individually as well. So look at our last product here, and that is our thread cards. So when you're embroidering colors that, trying to pick your colors, it's really important to have the thread cards, the actual thread cards on hand. These have windings of the actual thread colors, so you can sit there and match them up to Pantone cards. You can match them up to, a garment that you might be embroidering. Maybe you have a design on hand, trying to match the colors to that. You really need to have the thread on hand. A computer monitor can only get you so far, and it varies from monitor to monitor. So ordering it online with those little swatches is great in a pinch, but make sure you have at least the thread chart that you use for the thread that you use. These 5 cards come in this box. You can buy the box set, item number 100-box, if you want to get the 5 most popular cards that are on there. So these are going to give you that most accurate color matching in person. That concludes the 5 products that I recommend that you have on hand. Maybe you have some, maybe you don't have any. Start with the one that makes most sense to you and build up these products in your shop, and you will have less downtime. Your shop will be more efficient, and we would love to hear from you if you have any questions. So let us know. Thank you. Bye.